Hello everyone, on today's show, we're going to talk about what exactly was that interruption that happened yesterday during my first stream. In addition, the big story right now in gaming is Baldur's Gate 3. We're going to talk about why this game is such a success and why so many other game devs are terrified of it. All this and more on today's Level 1 podcast. Oh, you're back. Well, thanks for sticking around. What's up, everyone? Today is Saturday, the 12th of August, 2023. Of course, I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to the show. How is everyone doing? I hope that your weekend is going well, and I hope that you are excited for another fun day of streams today. Good variety today. We'll be doing some different stuff, especially with in regards to the anniversary event we're doing later tonight on the late stream of Special Tier Maker, but we'll talk all about that in a bit. The schedule has changed. The schedule for this week has shifted around. Reason being, taking a look at how everything is going right now, and being that this is an extended streaming week as well, I'm actually streaming every single day through Thursday. Friday is my day off this week, which is a rarity. I almost never have Fridays off, but I know this week is a little different, okay? So because of that, the schedule is already a little different, and I was looking at the schedule, and I was like, uh-oh, the way that the schedule is currently aligned, we were going to have multiple days coming up this week of all Street Fighter 6. Now, I'm okay with Street Fighter 6 being the entire day on Friday for Street Fighter Fridays, but I didn't want to have multiple days over the course of the week all being solely Street Fighter 6. I felt like that was overload. I like the fact that if I'm doing balance and variety, we could have different crowds on my streams at different times of day. For example, you know, earlier today we're doing Street Fighter 6. Later tonight there's a Tier Maker special anniversary event. Tomorrow we're doing the React Day, and then after that we're doing Chrono Trigger. Monday we're doing GTA 5, and then we're doing Street Fighter at night. So because of that variety, I can bring in different crowds on different times of day, and it brings a lot of views to the channel. If I just did all Street Fighter every single time that I did Street Fighter all day long, you would isolate a lot of the viewership, and they wouldn't be around for that day. So I don't want to do that. I wanted to mix it up, okay? So the schedule has been shuffled around this week so that every day now will be a good variety, and it's not too much of the same thing every day. I hope that that makes sense. This will also allow me to continue my journey to master level in Street Fighter 6 with both Blanca and Honda, having to start over from the bottom because I went from Xbox to PlayStation 5, and when you change platforms in Street Fighter 6, your progress is not carried over, which is insanely stupid, but the game has a lot of insanely stupid things about the way they've done the ranked system, so it's not surprising to see that this is just another one, okay? So, let's talk, all right? First of all, yesterday, all day long, it was Street Fighter Friday, and during the course of that stream, I had to have an interruption, but I didn't know exactly when the interruption was going to be. I didn't know how long the interruption was going to last, and I can finally tell you the full story of that, and we're going to cover that today. In addition, the biggest story right now is Baldur's Gate 3, and I'd like to discuss this with you in a more back and forth than me just talking, because I'm a little confused as to why Baldur's Gate 3 is causing controversy in the game dev community. I'm actually scratching my head about this. I'm like, usually when something comes out that's like best in class of anything, any business, any product, anything, that's a good thing. And now everyone else can try to aspire to be that good or whatever. I don't see how Baldur's Gate 3 is upsetting people, but apparently it is. I don't really get it. I guess we'll talk about that today, okay? Cool. And of course, I need to tell you all about the schedule because guess what? Not only did the schedule shift for this week to balance things out, but next weekend is the release of the MK1 beta, which I'm curious about because I've pre-ordered the game and there's no beta yet. Like I pre-ordered the game on PS5 and you can't preload it yet, and there's nothing about the beta whatsoever. So I hope that they're going to come through on their promise because everyone's counting on them. They said that the beta is going to be 3 days, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if that's the case, I'm changing my schedule around next weekend to play it 2 of those 3 days. And I hope that the beta is legit and they're not full of crap. You know what I'm saying? I certainly hope that, they're not, I don't know. It's just weird to me that supposedly the MK1 beta is this Friday coming up, but you can't even download it yet. That's a little weird. So I guess we'll talk about that. But anyway, let's go in order of stuff here. Let's talk about what happened yesterday, okay? Because people are curious what happened. And now that the story is completed, now I can actually tell you the story, okay? So why did I have an interruption yesterday? Also, why have I been frustrated about, things recently? Allow me to explain. So, as you guys know, I'm a full-time streamer, a full-time content creator, and that means that I need to have really, really good internet. If I don't have good internet, unlimited, upload and download and all of that at the good speeds, I would never be able to be a full-time content creator, right? So, I have 2 different internet business lines here at my house, all right? One line I have literally right here in the office, right next to me. And this line is 100% for everything that I do, uploading and downloading on streams, period. That's what it's for. I literally use it for nothing else, okay? So that one has the faster speeds. It's got, the higher capacity. It's the more expensive of the 2 lines. I have a second internet line in my house. This one is downstairs, not upstairs. That one is the wireless setting. Basically what that one's for is for everything else. My cell phone, connected to it. My wife's cell phone, connected to it. Our TV downstairs, wirelessly connected to it. Game consoles and the like that are using wireless are connected to that one downstairs. So that way, this modem is solely for uploading, downloading, and playing games online. And anything else we do in this house is on the other modem. That way they don't interfere. You'll never have, because my wife turned on the TV downstairs or whatever, oops, now the internet is affected and stuff like that, okay? It's been like that forever. 9 years I've lived here in this home because that's the best way to do it. Now, here's the really weird thing about this. When I moved out here 9 years ago, all right, I was told by my internet company, there is no way that you can have 2 internet lines on one account. What? What? Why? And I've never, in the 9 years that I've been with this company, had any kind of explanation. No valid explanation whatsoever as to why. So, I need to have multiple accounts with this company in order to do that. Okay? It makes no sense at all. At all. And yes, I have to pay 2 separate internet lines. I can't just have one bundled line. It's 2 separate accounts and all of that. Okay? Now, for the time that I've been with this company, the way that they deal with stuff is they do bundles. 3-year bundles of service. What does that mean? Well, it means that if you get multiple services, you save money, and they sign you into a 3-year agreement to lock into a certain price. Once the 3-year agreement is up, you have to renegotiate with the company to get the best price for the best value and also the services you need, okay? When I first moved in here 9 years ago, okay, things were a lot different. Back then, you couldn't even really get any of these on-demand subscription internet-based TV services. They weren't prominent 9 years ago. They were just starting. So at that point, I still had cable TV, if you can believe it. Yeah, I still had 2 different cable lines going through my house. One was going to my bedroom, and one was going to my living room downstairs. And I had cable boxes. Yes, all that old legacy tech, I had it all. okay? And that was my first agreement that I had with this company. For 3 years, I had 2 internet lines, an actual home phone line, separate from like my cell phones and stuff, but a separate home phone line, plus 2 cable TV lines. So I had a lot of service coming into this house from this company, all right? What's happened is, over the last 9 years, I have phased out a lot of these services. First of all, the first thing to go, the TVs are not needed. The cable TV is so expensive. I'm not kidding. When I got rid of it, I was paying like $80 to $90 a month for it. What the holy hell do they think they're doing? $90 a month for cable TV? You can get like 4 different subscription services over the internet for the price of the cable TV. That's insane. Why would I do the cable TV, right? That's just insane. So that was the first thing that I cut. I was like, that is a huge waste of money, and I cut that right out of there. Over the years, I tried my best to phase things in and out. One of the things that was always really silly was the way that this house was set up, because 9 years ago when I moved into this house, I was told, oh, well, for you to have all this service in your house isn't equipped for it. So we need we have to install all this extra equipment to get your house to work with all this equipment. But the thing is, over the years, I've been phasing out all the service. The only, real service I need in this house right now is the 2 internet lines. That's it, okay? So why am I telling you all of this? Well, because this is my 9th year in this house. And so I was starting up, essentially, a new contract with my internet company. So I had to call. Well, I take that back. I could have called, but I decided to do the chat. I did the online chat where you just go connect to an agent. And basically this was about, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, where it was my day off. And here's the thing, because you guys might say, Phil, why don't you do this kind of stuff on your days when you're working? All right. I'm going to tell you exactly why. All right. So it was my day off. And my wife is getting ready for us to go out for the day. So I said, all right, I got a little bit of time. She's getting ready. She's putting on her makeup and all of that. It's going to take a while. Let me go into the office and let me try to set up the renewal of all the contracts and all of that for the next 3 years. Let me do it. So I go into, the chat, and I'm talking with this agent, okay? And every time I do this, I get told different things. Oh, the service is improved. You can get this better one. You could do this. You could do this. They try to upsell you. Oh, well, you bundle this in with this and this. No, I like my things how they are. I'm going to keep it how they are. But what if you bundle this? No. I just told you. I don't want that. They try to upsell the shit out of you because they make a lot of money doing that, okay? If they bundle all their stuff together, they make an insane amount of commission trying to upsell you. So, I shit you not. On my day off 2 weeks ago, it took me almost 2 hours. I'm not exaggerating. 2 fucking hours in a chat to work with an agent or customer service rep to renegotiate my contracts, to get into new 3-year agreements, to sign those agreements, and to get everything set up. 2 fucking hours. One of the things that really sucks about using the chat, the good news is when you use a chat, a lot of times you don't have to wait. If I called on the phone, every time I've ever called this company, I'm waiting 45 minutes before I speak with a human. Okay? It's always been like that. But if I get in the chat, I can usually talk to them right away. But here's the catch. When you're in a chat, you type them something, they can take 10 minutes to respond. What the fuck are you doing? You going taking a dump? You're picking your ass? You're talking to your friends there in the office? Why aren't you answering me? But they take their sweet time. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to wait for the response, right? It's not like on the phone, we're like, hello, are you there? Hello, I'm right here. Why aren't you talking to me? Right? So, yeah, I'm not kidding. 2 hours. Now, the good news is I renewed both internet lines for 3 years. One of my internet lines for free is getting an upgrade to be faster. It doesn't even, it's just standard now that you would have this faster speed. So I get it for nothing. I'm not paying any extra for it. And in fact, after the renegotiations, okay, my actual price on the internet is going down for the first year. And then it goes slightly up year 2. And then year 3, it goes to basically what I'm paying now anyway. So basically, with this renegotiation, a lot of stuff is decreasing in price. That's great. I'm going to save some money for a couple of years, right? Sounds good. But a couple things. one of the things is they're going to basically come out and uninstall a lot of the old shit that I don't use anymore. That is just kind of sitting around. Old wires, old splitters, all kinds of old equipment and shit needs to be removed from the house. Okay? So basically what they say is they want to have a tech come out to uninstall the junk, to check on the equipment, possibly upgrade the existing equipment if possible, and to run the new software settings or whatever so I get the better speeds. And I was like, so someone really has to come out here to do that? They're like, yes. I'm like, all right, fine. Let's do it. So I wanted to do it as soon as possible, and the soonest I could have got them out here was yesterday. Okay? Now keep in mind, this was almost 2 weeks ago when I scheduled all of this. The earliest day they could get someone come out here was yesterday. All right? So I knew that I was going to have an interruption during a stream, and there was nothing I could do about it. All right? And I was assured it wouldn't be a large interruption. Oh, this will take like 20 minutes is what they say. All right, whatever you say. I know that's bullshit, but whatever you say, okay? So where we left it is renewing my internet contracts. I'm going to actually save money this time. The price is going down and then just going to equivalent to what it is now already. So I'm not increasing my price. I'm locking into my service for 3 years. Everything's good, okay? Someone's going to come out here. They're going to uninstall old legacy equipment or whatever, upgrade equipment to new stuff, and that's that. All right, great. This sounds good to me. All right? So everything's well and good. We're good to go. A week passes. All of a sudden, I get an automated message from the company, a text message. Oh, you now have a second appointment set up for another install the next week. What? What the hell is this? Why do I automatically have an appointment set up for an install the next week? I never spoke with anyone about this. No one ran it by me. No one made sure that I was available that date and time. Why am I getting an automatic second appointment? What the hell is this? I don't even know. Now, once again, I absolutely knew that doing anything with this was going to be a major pain in my ass. So I waited until my day off again this week to deal with it. I knew if I tried to call or talk to someone during a work day, I wouldn't have time to do it. I told you, it took 2 hours for me to sign up for my new internet contracts. So I knew if I it was not going to work during a work day. I got to stream, right? So I waited till my day off. So a few days ago, it's my day off again. And, you know, my wife again is getting ready to go out. All right, I'll deal with it now. Okay? So this time around, I go to do the chat, and it says, no chat agents are available today. What? No chat agents are available today to chat with you. You have to call us. What the hell is that? Why? Well, that's stupid. They're supposed to be there 24/7, and no chat agents are available. All right. So I have to call. Already it's a huge hassle. So I call, and I put my information in. Of course, none of the options in the menu are like talking about, oh, you have a second installation appointment for no reason. You don't know why, and you want to talk to someone about it. Of course, there's no menu option for that. So you're fucking around with the automated menu trying to figure out, put me somewhere to talk to somebody. I'm not kidding. I had to go wait on hold 25 minutes, and the phone hung up on me. I was not pleased. Okay? To say the least. That really pissed me off. So I had to do it again, and then eventually I get to talk to a rep. I'm not kidding, it probably took me about 45 minutes to finally get a rep on the line. I talked to now this is a sales rep. I explained the situation, and the sales rep says, well, yes, I see in the system you have one appointment for your first date, which was yesterday, but you have another appointment for next week. I said, I never made that appointment. I don't even know what that appointment's for. I need to talk to someone about this and figure out what is going on. All right, well, we don't deal with that. We're going to have to forward you to the booking department, and they'll talk to you about it. All right? All right, fine, whatever. So they forward me over to this other department. You know, a woman picks up, incredibly heavy accent. So you know this is not in the United States. This is a call center somewhere, okay? When you get to a call center somewhere, you know that they have no ability to help you. I'm sorry, it's just the case. You get forwarded to a call center. Call centers mean they just sit there, they read a script. And if you go off the script, they can't help you, okay? So I'm talking to some woman in a call center, and she says, okay, here's what happened. You have 2 accounts. So when you initially did that 2-hour conversation with the sales rep to renew your contract, he put up the installation appointment for one of your accounts. But you need 2 installation appointments because you have 2 accounts. And I said, no, I don't. I'm going to have 1 appointment where 1 tech will come out here and do all of the work. I'm not going to do 2 appointments for you because you don't know how to run your company. I'm going to have 1 appointment. It's that simple. I'm not wasting time with you. We're going to have 1 appointment, and it's all going to happen. And this woman, her brain proceeded to melt through her ears, all over her shoulders, because she probably had never heard something like that before. She had no idea what to do. Okay? She couldn't change the appointment. She had no... I said, well, can I talk to your supervisor? Can you forward me to another department? She had no idea what to do. She literally admitted to me on the phone, I have no clue. All I do is read a script. I don't know what to do at all. I said, can you help me in any way? No. Oh. You can't? No, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is reschedule appointments. So if you want to change the dates and times of these appointments, I can do that. But outside of that, I can't help you with only having 1 appointment. Like, there's no way to do that. The system doesn't allow for it. There's no supervisor she has that can interject or help. She has no one to go to. She just sits there and does this all day at a call center and has no power to do anything. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what do we do now? And she's like, well, I don't know. I was like, well, she said, here's what I want to do. I want to send you back to sales. You want to send me back to the sales department, the department that I took 45 minutes to talk to and couldn't help me and directed me to you. Okay. So she tried and said, oh, I can't get sales on the line. I said, no kidding. It took me 45 minutes to get them on the line. What makes you think you're going to get them on the line? So literally, she lied to me. She had no idea what she was doing. And she lied to me and said, someone will follow up with me. No one followed up with me. Okay? So then what I proceeded to do was I contacted the social media team for my company. And I explained the whole situation. I said, this is the stupidest thing ever. You guys don't know how to run your company. They agreed with me. They said, this makes no sense. 1 person should be coming out to do all the work. So what they said they were going to do was notate in the account everything going on. Okay? When the tech came out, if they needed to interject, they were going to try or whatever. And basically, they were going to try to figure all this out. Okay, good for you. Right? Whatever you say. So, knowing that basically all this meant nothing and I had wasted all that time. So again, that was probably another 90 minutes to 2 hours again on my day off. Wasted. Trying to figure all this out. Is anything going to come of it? Right? So now fast forward to yesterday. So, my first appointment for an install, all right, is supposed to be yesterday between 12 and 2. But I don't know when they're showing up. They could show up at 12. They could show up at 2. Or they could show up any time in between. And you won't know until they're like 5 minutes out. So now you know why yesterday I had no idea what to tell you guys was going to happen during the stream. I had no clue. So while we decided to do the Honda placement matches for ranked, all of a sudden, I get a text, oh, they're 5 minutes out, they're going to be here. Oh, great, right? So, basically, I hurried through my Honda placement matches. I had to cut the stream short, because the guy was at the gate. I'm not even kidding, like, he was here, all right? So the guy shows up, and I let him in. And I explain the situation. He goes, this is not the first time I've heard this. This will not be the last time I've heard this. This is incredibly dumb. I agree with you. First of all, you shouldn't need to have 2 accounts for 2 internet lines. There's some weird way, some reason why the company does it that way. He says it's always been that way. They don't seem to want to change it, and it's a big hassle because there's multiple businesses who have internet lines more than 1, and they need to have like 10 accounts. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how they do it. He says, in addition, yes, this whole thing is wrong. I should be here to do all the work. He goes, but guess what? I have a job assigned to me. My job today is to upgrade one of your internet lines, to do a different install, which was news to me. I was like, a different install? What are you talking about? And to remove some equipment. So that's the job he had. He didn't have the job for the other internet line. So he's like, technically, I can't really do anything for the other internet line equipment-wise. That doesn't mean I can't do other stuff while I'm here, because I'm here, I'm going to help you out as much as I can. All right? So basically, here's what happened yesterday. Okay? You ready? Here's what happened yesterday. Hold on one second, everybody. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so here's what actually went down when the install guy showed up. First of all, the guy was very friendly, knew everything about everything, was incredibly informed, not only on what he was here to do, but on new products and all. We had great conversations that basically in the next few years, I may actually be able to get rid of the 2 internet lines. Right now, it probably still wouldn't make sense, but in the next few years, I may be able to get rid of one of these 2 internet lines, only get one that's like the highest capacity, and it should be enough to handle everything. Plus, apparently, they're going to be doing infrastructure upgrades and things. And when they do that, I might be good to go forever. Like, I won't have to worry about all this nonsense ever again. Okay? So that was good news. Okay? Now, did he do any hardware upgrades whatsoever? You ready for this one? No. He literally didn't upgrade anything. He didn't have to upgrade my modem in the office. He didn't have to upgrade the modem downstairs. I kept all the same equipment. So why did he have to come out? Well, there was 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because with this new package that I got something new that literally the customer service rep didn't even tell me I was getting. Okay? What I received is a totally new piece of equipment. It's weird because I don't know if I'm ever going to utilize this. Okay? Here's what it is. It is a cellular backup device. Okay? What does that mean? It means that for some reason, if my internet goes down, all right, I have a device that I can plug in my PC into it. And instead of using the internet lines like I use now, it's a cellular phone internet service device that will connect to the satellites that the cell phone services use and give me temporary internet. Now, is it good internet? No, it's 4G quality internet. It's outdated. And in fact, the guy outright admitted to me, he's like, this is not fast enough to do anything you're doing. He's like, you're not going to be able to be streaming. He's like, if you try, it might work. It'll be choppy. He's like, it's not going to be good. This is for basic internet use. If basically your internet goes out, you'll have a means to connect to the internet. And by the way, it's like this huge thing. It almost looks like a modem in itself with a giant antenna thing on it. So it's way more powerful than, say, this. This is what I do. My internet goes out. I try to connect with this to the internet via satellite, and I'll post up on, like, you know, Twitter or my channel page, hey guys, the internet's out. I'll let you know when it's back. So this is like an over-glorified, way more powerful version of this, basically. All right? But he outright said, "No, you're not." He says, "You are not going to be able to do your normal work. It's not going to work. It's not that fast. It's meant as an emergency backup. Let's say a business had a point of sale system where they check out customers and their internet goes down. This is a temporary way to keep running transactions, basically. But that's it. That's what it's for." And I said, "So does this cost me anything extra?" He's like, "No, this is part of your package. So whatever you signed up for, this is what you got. It's your backup." But he goes, "Literally, you can never use it. You don't have to. It's right over there on the floor." Okay? He says you can plug it in. It has a battery backup that lasts about 12 hours. So even if your power goes out, it still runs. So you'll still have internet for 12 hours, even if your power goes out. But he's like, "Yeah, it's all it is." I was like, "So why would I want this?" He's like, "For you, you don't want it." He's like, another business that has, again, sales transactions, that's why they would want it. He's like, "You have no reason to have this." So essentially, I got this piece. I was never told by the sales rep I was getting this. I didn't even see that in my contract, but I got it. And so I just have this thing that I have here, sitting around that I don't know if I'll ever get any use out of at all. Isn't that nice, right? So, okay. So he's like, that was one of the main reasons he showed up. That was actually the primary reason why he was sent to the house. Okay? And I was like, so what would have been the other reason? Because everything they told me was that you're doing equipment upgrades. He goes, "We're doing no equipment upgrades at all. all I'm going to do is restart your modems with new software. We're going to push a software update out, and you'll get better speeds. But outside of that, everything's the same. And he even admitted, he's like, this could be done from the office. No one had to come out here to do this. The reason that they had me come out here today was money. He goes, that sales rep made a commission. When he made this appointment today, he made his commission. He says, of course, I get paid for being here. So I'm happy I'm here. But he even said to me, he's like, is there something I can do to help you because I'm out here? And I said, well, you know what? I have all this legacy equipment out here, and I would like to see if we can get rid of a lot of it. So he basically, what he did is he went through my house and he looked at all the different lines and everything. And he said, whoa, you still have this? And we were in the bedroom, and I have this little thing. It's a little power adapter in my bedroom, plugged into the wall, and it has a cable line coming out of it. Now, I never understood what it was. It was never explained to me what it was. 9 years ago when I moved in, I was just told, you must always have this plugged into the wall. If not, all your internet will go out. That's what I was told, okay? So if you haven't noticed, every once in a while, my internet goes out, and I say, oops, it was the power adapter in the bedroom. It got loose, and now that's why the internet went down, so we just plugged it back in, and now it works again, okay? So come to find out, you want to know what that was? An amplifier. What is an amplifier? An amplifier is a device used to strengthen the signal of cable and internet in a home where it doesn't really have the capacity to handle what you're trying to do in that home. So, for example, when I first moved here 9 years ago, I had 2 television cable lines, a home phone, and 2 internet lines. This house couldn't handle it. So I needed to have an amplifier in the bedroom that would boost the signal throughout the entire house. And if that amplifier got loose, everything would go off. So he's looking at it, he goes, all you have left, all you have is 2 internet lines. And he's looking at it, he's like, you don't need this. So he's like, let me do something for you. And he went outside, he went to the cable, outside is where all the main lines are, all the boxes. He comes back in, he goes, I'm going to do this. He unhooks the amplifier, he unhooks a ton of couplers and shit that were in the house. I had extra wires out the ass in this house for no reason. He unhooked a ton of cables, a ton of splitters, all this shit. He goes outside again, he comes back in, let's try your internet. We turn it on, the internet is even faster. He goes, yeah. He goes, what's been happening is your internet's been slower because you've been running it through this amplifier and everything. He's like, you don't need this anymore. At one point you needed it. He's like, all you have is 2 internet lines. You don't need any of this anymore. So now you're going directly to the outside line. You're not being rerouted through your whole home through this amplifier. You're right out to the lines outside. He goes, your internet will now be better. You won't ever have to worry about hitting that stupid thing, getting it loose and losing your internet. And all these extra wires and shit that could be a potential problem have been removed from your home. And I was like, dude, well, now I'm happy you came out here. I mean, at first it was going to be a complete waste of my time because you're telling me I didn't need any equipment upgrades to begin with. But now I'm happy you came out here because you did me a solid, basically. You didn't have to do that, right? So then he goes, well, what about this other appointment? And I said, let's look at it. So we were able to look at it, and basically the other appointment literally was a phantom appointment. I didn't need a second appointment for any install. There was no install. He says that modem you have downstairs is exactly the same modem they're going to give you for that level of internet. If someone comes out, they will literally come, restart the modem, and walk out the door. There's no install to be done. It's another phantom appointment where a sales rep is trying to make a commission. So they're trying to force a second appointment on you, and you don't need it. I was like, wow, that's pretty messed up. So basically, he spent over an hour here, but in the hour he was here, he installed a piece of equipment I will never use, this weird 4G internet device that I'll probably never use. It's too slow to do anything I want to do. But he did upgrade my internet to be faster, and he basically cleaned the house up with all this excess lines and shit. So now my internet is actually going to be better. I was like, okay, great. So basically, all this happens, right? And now he leaves. I'm like, whoa, let me test everything. So I turn everything on. Everything's great, man. Everything in the house is great, But it's funny because then immediately I get a message from the social media team. And they say, so what happened? Because they don't even know. What happened with your visit? And I was like, well, the person who came out here was outstanding. They went above and beyond. They cleaned up a bunch of stuff in my house they didn't need to do. So I give that guy top ratings. If you send me a survey asking me about his service, I will give him the maximum rating possible. All right? And I was like, but I found out a bunch of stuff. I found out that basically you guys have multiple appointments for no reason. You're trying to waste my time to make money. I don't appreciate that. And I want this taken care of. And they go, all right. And the next thing I know, your appointment for next week has automatically been canceled. Yeah, they just canceled it. So, I mean, pretty much admitting I never needed it to begin with. That it was just a way for them to make extra money. Right? So they just canceled it. And that was it. And after that, nothing. Now, was I ever contacted by anyone in regards to the situation like I was told by that scheduling rep? No. Was I given any kind of, actual... I can't even rate the install guy. I would love to. I can't. There's no way to rate him positively. I got an email today asking about the scheduling. Not about the install guy, but the scheduling process. What do you think I rated that? Right? So anyway, that's absolutely ridiculous the way I was handled. I mean, literally 2 hours in a chat to renew my contracts just to be told one thing, not to be explained what I'm actually getting with my contract, because I had no idea that that 4G unit was even part of the contract, not even told that. All right. I get an appointment for an install, come to find out, I didn't even need it installed, right? So that was baloney. Then a week later, I contact them for this second phantom appointment. No one can help me. No one knows anything. I waste another 2 hours talking on phone lines with these people in a circle. No one can help. The social media team says they're going to do something. They do nothing to help. Literally do nothing at all to help. Thank God the install reps know what they're doing. Because the guy was really nice. Probably, and the thing is, I don't think I've ever had a problem with anyone coming out here. And the moment a physical person arrives at your home, they're informed, they're knowledgeable, they're honest, and they help as much as they can. The problem is everything before that. Everything before that is a waste of your time. We don't care. Everything automated, or go to a person who's reading a form or a checklist or, their stupid instructions. No one can freaking help you. No one. And then you say, well, escalate to someone who can. Oh, we don't have the ability to do that. Then what do you get paid for? Why are you even employed? You do nothing. You just sit there, read a script, and you help no one. Why are they... It doesn't make any sense at all, right? So, it baffles me, the way these companies are operated today in 2023. So, sorry that yesterday we had the interruption. Good news is it wasn't bad. Like, that was the least of the problems. It wasn't a big deal at all. And like I said, my house is better now. I have all these extra lines and shit are gone. The amplifier's gone. My internet works fine without it. This is nice. So I was very pleased with the ultimate resolution. The problem was the hours of wasted time to get there is so ridiculous. Okay? So, yeah, I wish this company were better. But the thing is, I don't even have opportunity to give them feedback to tell them what they did wrong. I don't. How do I tell them? Well, I can't call anywhere. There's no line to call for customer feedback. They sent me a survey, which was click a number. I'm serious. Click a number of rating. Okay, I clicked it. All right, done. Your survey's done. Well, how the fuck did that help you? So, anyway, that's what happened yesterday. So, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy. 3 years, I'll have better internet. Not really better. It's basically the same speeds. It's better download speeds, which I'll never use. Like, when am I going to use better download speeds, right? Probably never. Upload speed, that's kind of important to me for obviously for streaming and, if you're getting videos to YouTube, but that hasn't really changed. I don't have the top of the line package. There is a top of the line package available, but it's way more expensive than what I'm paying now. And I didn't think that was going to benefit enough from it. If ever I decide to upgrade my equipment where I can do 4K quality, then I would probably upgrade my internet. And like I said, what I was told was give it another year or two, and they're going to actually start doing major changes to the kind of internet that they're offering. And when they do that, if I go to the new offerings, I may not need the 2 internet lines anymore. That one internet line might be way better than anything they have now. And therefore, I could just have the one account, cancel the other account, and only have to deal with one from now on. And that's enough sufficient for my whole house. That'll be great. If those days come, I can't wait for that. Okay? So, there you go. All right. So, that's what was going on yesterday, in a nutshell. All right? I'm sure you all enjoyed that story very, very much. Okay. Now, continuing on. Let's go through the schedule. And then what I want to do today is I want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Because this seems to be a big, hot topic of contention right now. Okay? So here's the new schedule. All right? The updated schedule for the week, which has changed because I wanted to avoid having entire days of Street Fighter 6. All right? So today, the main stream is Street Fighter 6 Blanca. He's currently at 3-star platinum. My goal is to get him to 5-star platinum today. If we can get him to diamond, that would be superb. But because there's no win streak bonuses in Street Fighter 6 anymore, I don't think it's even possible. In the 3 to 3.5 hours we'll be playing, I don't think I can do it. I don't think it's possible at all to hit that rank. So we'll try. I'll try to get as high up as I can today, get as many gains as I can get, but I'm not foreseeing myself getting to diamond with Blanca today, okay? But hopefully 5-star platinum is in the cards for today. Last time around, I was completely destroying everyone. Probably more of that will continue today, to be quite frank, okay? Cool. Tonight on the late stream, something special. You ready for this? Tonight on the late stream, an anniversary celebration event over on my sister channel, DSP Reacts, which you can find at youtube.com/@DSPReacts. We're going to be doing a special tier maker event. Here's what we're doing. We're looking at all of my Game of the Year and runner-up picks for the last 12 years. It's been about 12 years I've done this annually, picking the best games and or, you know, the top 10 games of the year in my opinion. But what we're going to do is take the top 2 of every year. And we're going to rank 24 of the best games together. What games are still good today in 2023? What games have not stood the test of time and are kind of jokes now? What games maybe are kind of in the middle? Are there games that maybe at the time I was nuts to even say that it could have been a Game of the Year contender, and today I laugh at that and say, nah, it ain't that good. We're going to see. It's going to be fun. Like, ultimately, what was the best game of the last 12 years? We're going to figure this out tonight live on DSP Reacts, all right? So I hope you'll join me over there tonight. It's going to be a great time, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, as we chill, we debate, and we have a good old time ranking these games together, all right? So please head over there, and of course, if you can support the channel tonight, that'll be fun as well. So let's have a good chill session tonight of debate. Chill debate. I'm sure that's possible, right? Okay. Tomorrow, it is DSP versus the Internet, my weekly Clips React show on DSP Reacts. Members, it is your last chance. You must nominate clips for this show by tonight's stream. If you don't have your clips nominated by the end of the tier maker stream, that's the cutoff. All right? So please nominate the clips by the end of tonight's late stream, and then I'm going to make the playlist, and tomorrow it's the React show. So how does it work? If you are an Ultra member of DSP Reacts, I will watch your video guaranteed. If you are a standard member, we have a playlist that I put on random select. And so YouTube shuffles it around, and we watch the videos in random order, so everyone who's a channel member has an equal opportunity to get their video watched. So, that's going to be a great show tomorrow. I hope you'll join me for that on the daytime stream. Night stream tomorrow night will be Chrono Trigger continuing on my mini PC. All right? It's been a great playthrough so far, and I hope some people will show up to chill and enjoy and support Chrono Trigger. Then on Monday, it's the return of GTA 5 to the daytime stream. And then the night stream on Monday night will be Community Night in Street Fighter 6, where I'll have the community lobby where everyone can join me and we will play against each other. Tuesday, Street Fighter 6 ranked crawl continues. Likely I'll go back to Honda and do a major stream. Now Honda has hit 1-star diamond, so we're going to try to get Honda back up to 3-star diamond where he was on Xbox. Tuesday night will be more Chrono Trigger. Wednesday will be more GTA 5. Paired with Street Fighter 6 World Tour Mode night. I have not done World Tour Mode now in a long ass time. And we're going to go back to it for a 2-hour chill stream on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, it'll be more Blanca in ranked, hopefully getting my Blanca to diamond rank on PlayStation 5. And then Thursday night will be more Chrono Trigger. And that's it. That's the streaming week. Okay? So that's what's coming up this week. Now, I'm off from streaming on Friday, which is really weird. Normally I'd be here Fridays, but this is a weird exception week, okay? Now, Saturday and Sunday of this coming week, if what NetherRealm has told everyone is true, anyone who pre-ordered Mortal Kombat 1 gets access to this beta this weekend. I just pre-ordered Mortal Kombat 1 on my PS5, so I bought the game, okay? Hopefully over the course of this week at some point, it'll plop up that you can download it, the beta. I don't know. It's not there right now. You can't pre-download anything for MK1 right now. It's not even available to pre-download. So hopefully it shows up over the week like they promised, all right? If the beta shows up as they promised, I'll be playing the beta Saturday and Sunday. Okay, 2 days of the Mortal Kombat 1 beta, similar to how I covered the Street Fighter 6 beta last year, all right? Of course, I'll be using it with my new joystick right here, which will be fun to be able to use a new joystick playing it. I don't even know how it really plays. These cameo characters seem to be an interesting wrinkle in the way that the game will be played. I think they're going to be similar to assists from the Versus series of games that Capcom has put out, where, you know, at any time during the round, you'll be able to call them out and they can either extend a combo, or maybe they can counter hit an enemy off of you who's trying to rush you down or whatever. I'm not sure. We won't know until, you know, the beta's out and we get to play it a bit. But it seems pretty interesting. These cameos are going to do a big twist on how it's all going to work. So the weekend, all right, Saturday and Sunday will be Mortal Kombat 1. Monday of next week, that means will then be the next DSP versus the Internet show. My apologies. I know usually we've had it on Sundays, but this is an exception week because the beta is only Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I got to play it when it's available. So the React show will be Monday, and then I'm still here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that means next week probably we'll have 2 major streams of GTA 5. Probably 1 major stream of Street Fighter 6, not 2, but maybe I'll do a night stream of Street Fighter 6. We'll have to see. It's going to be a little bit different because Mortal Kombat 1 is taking priority over next weekend, okay? So there you go. Okay, so hopefully that sounds good. And, you know, we will have Armored Core 5, or Armored Core 6, is it? At the end of the month. Sadly, I can't play it on release day because now my day off is that next Friday again. There's nothing I can do about that. We're locked in and, you know, sucks. So Armored Core will be happening. Probably not on the 25th, but like the 28th. We'll try that out. Keep in mind, on Saturday, the 26th of August, is my special anniversary retrospective event. What is this event? Well, all day long in a marathon setting, we're going to be watching clips that you are currently nominating from my 15 years as a content creator, and I'll be, you know, reacting to those live with all of you. We'll be laughing at funny stuff. We'll be cringing at bad stuff. Everything, you know, it's fair game. And right now, you can nominate your favorite moments by typing !retrospective into the chat. The link will pop up. Or if you're a channel member, you have priority because channel member clips will be watched first. If you're a channel member, head to the main channel page of DSPGaming, community tab, scroll down to the beginning of August. You'll see there's a post there just for members. Or I think actually the quicker way to do it, if you're a member, there's actually a members tab that you can go to on the main channel page, and that'll show the thread right away. Please nominate your favorite clips. We need more nominations. We got about 2 weeks to go. In fact, we have exactly 2 weeks to go. And we need more nominations for this show. The more, the better. It's a marathon. Plus, that day, my wife will be making some food for us to test together. I'll be drinking. I'll taking some shots for contributions. It'll be a fun day. A nice, chill, laid-back atmosphere kind of day. So I hope that you guys will join me for my 15-year anniversary celebration on Saturday the 26th. Okay? Fair enough. All right. Now, before we get to shout-outs, there's another story I want to cover today. I'm very confused about something. I want to know about Baldur's Gate 3. And I think you guys are going to know way more than I do. All right? So Baldur's Gate 3, everyone knows, currently is out on PC. And it's one of the highest rated games ever. Everyone playing it is saying they absolutely love it. All right? Had super duper high amount of concurrent players. Not the most played, but one of the highest, most concurrent played games ever on Steam. All right? It's doing really well. I'm glad to hear this. You know, before we even get to the topic I wanted to discuss, why am I not playing it? Well, number one, because it's PC-centric. Most people playing the game are PC gamers. I'm not. I don't really have means. I mean, I could try to maybe get it work on my mini PC. It probably wouldn't run very well. All right. Number two, the game is insanely long. It is 100 hours minimum for the story. The story. For those going through and doing side content and other stuff, it could be like a 200-hour game. I'm a variety streamer. I'm balancing multiple games at one time. Within a month's time, we're going to have tons of new releases coming out in September that everyone's going to want to see. This is not the kind of game that fits my format. It's a shame. If I was someone who just sat down and played one game for 2 months straight, Baldur's Gate 3 would probably be an amazing playthrough, okay? But that's not me. In addition, the combat is more slow, deliberate, plotted out. Think Divinity Original Sin 2. That's kind of how the combat is. that's not entertaining for my audience. I know. Want to know how I know? Because I played XCOM, because I played Mario plus Rabbids, because I played Divinity Original Sin 2, and every time I played those games, people said, this shit is boring. Okay? I didn't say that. I get it. I do enjoy that style of gameplay, but for some reason my audience doesn't. All right? So, because of that, I skipped it. And I think it was the right choice. I think if I was trying to play that game and balance it, it wouldn't have worked. People would have been upset that I wasn't playing it enough. Just like with Divinity 2. It was like, man, you're just not playing it enough for it to be entertaining, and we're waiting too long between sessions, and I hear you. And that's why I didn't want to do the game a disservice, quite frankly. But, you know, I'm happy to hear that so many people have really enjoyed this game. I'm really happy. I'm glad that people who like this style are really having a great time and saying it's like best in class, one of the best video games ever made. Great. I'm very happy for you. All right? Now, that being said, there is this weird thing going on. All right? Where apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, all right? The game is so good that other game developers are coming out saying things such as, oh, well, just because this game is that good, don't expect all other games to be held up to that standard. That, excuse me, that Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly among games, and that you should not expect that all other video games will be that good moving forward. That you know, enjoy it for what it is, but don't demand that we have games as good as that in the future. Okay? What's going on, Juan? Hello. Cracker Jacks, you're taking off. All right, I'll see you later. So, basically, when I hear that, all right, I scratch my head. All right? Here's the way I see it. And this is going to maybe blow some people's minds. All right? When something comes out that's good or better than everything else out there, okay? Basically, the way I see it is, that's a good thing for everybody. All right? Because competition breeds innovation. Competition makes things improve. Competition makes it so that everyone else wants to be better. All right? You know, I'm a YouTuber, and back in the day, I used to be one of the biggest gaming YouTubers. And then what ended up happening was, all around me, the YouTube landscape changed. All right? Now, some people would argue things improved. Some people would argue things got worse. Okay? I would argue somewhere in the middle. I think a lot of people started taking YouTube more professionally, but at the same time, a lot of things got degraded and became a lot of corporate shilling and crap like that. So you take the good with the bad, correct? But overall, today you look at YouTube and you say, well, production values are higher. There's a wide variety of content for you to select on YouTube that you can watch. It's not like 10, 15 years ago where there was very limited, right? The reason I was successful 15 years ago, I was one of the few people putting out the amount of content I was. No one else was working that hard on YouTube, all right? Now, there's almost unlimited amounts of content to watch on YouTube, right? So YouTube's improved, but you might argue it's not as good as it used to be, but it has improved over time, correct? I remember when, just a few years ago, all of a sudden, all the fast food chains were upset because Popeyes had a new chicken sandwich. Do you remember this? Popeyes came out with a chicken sandwich that was so good in comparison to all their competitors that people were lining up outside of Popeyes in the drive-thru to buy it. And all the other competitors were complaining, why do they have such a good sandwich? Do they not understand what they're doing? You know? But what ended up happening was now all the competitors have had to up their game, and now almost every single fast food chain has a high-end chicken sandwich. You know, we went from chicken sandwiches being these little dried out, overcooked, flavorless patties to big, crunchy on the outside, seasoned fried chicken breasts, juicy on the inside, high-end condiments, fresh veggies on usually some kind of a special bun. Almost every single fast food chain has that now. Why? Because Popeyes created this big competition by stepping their game up, and then everyone else wanted to compete with that. Do you see? So, when we're talking about video games, just because a competitor has gone above and beyond and exceeded expectations, I don't see how that's a bad thing for the game industry. I really don't. All right? What I see it is a bad thing for is the people in the game industry who only care about making a buck. That's the problem. Because the people in charge of a lot of these companies, let's be honest, EA, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, these are people who are corporate heads. These are not gamers. These are not people who have passion. These are people who do this all day with money in their hands, right? So to them, oh, wait a minute. A company came out of nowhere who no one was expecting to make a game of this caliber and has made a game that, number one, you only need to buy once. It has no microtransactions, no expected season pass or DLC content, and the game has insane amounts of quality content in it. Everyone playing it is praising it, saying it's best-in-class RPG. Oh, no. Now we have to have our guys make quality games, too? Right? I mean, do you not think that Yves Gibber, right? And that fucking guy who's the head of EA who looks like a fucking hipster supervillain, I forget his name, right? Or Mr. Bobby Kotick fuckface. Don't you think those guys look at a game like Baldur's Gate 3 and they're like, oh shit, why'd someone do that? Why did someone overachieve? We don't like that. Because we want bare minimum, bottom of the barrel, barely scraping any quality for the customer kind of games that are games as a service that we can milk insane amounts of money out of every single moment, tons of microtransactions, season passes, broken games that we didn't even test before we released, but you're the beta tester. Now that you bought it, you fix our games for us and tell us what's wrong. We'll patch it later. Monster amounts of content up front, but then monstrous amount later that you have to pay for. Not just given to you, but you have to pay for the extra content. So by the time you're all well and good, you played our shitty-ass games as a service game for 4 years and spent $10,000 on it. That's what they want because they want to be rich. They don't care about what fucking game came out that was, oh, it was highly rated, highly touted by... They don't care. You want them to look at... They look at their spreadsheet. That's what they look at. They don't look at the ratings on fucking Metacritic. They don't look at the Game of the Year awards. They look at a spreadsheet. And on that fucking spreadsheet, there's sales numbers versus dev cost versus ongoing profits. And that's what they judge the performance of a game on. What the developers of Baldur's Gate 3 did is they said, fuck all that shit. We actually have passion. We actually are gamers like you, and we like video games, and we like RPGs, and we want to make the ultimate fantasy RPG for you. We're not looking to be rich off of this fucking game. We just want to make a good game. And if success comes as a result of that, then so be it. But here's the best possible game we can make, because we're actually artists. We're not corporate cogs in a fucking machine trying to print money for some fuckface in his 14th yacht that he has to fuel this summer, and because there's inflation, he's worried if he can afford the gas bill. So, when I hear all this hoopla, you know what I say? Ready? Here's what I say. Good. Good. I'm happy that the big boys are shaking in their boots. I'm really happy about it. You want to know why? Because now they have to do just as well, because no one's going to accept their just good enough to get by games moving forward. They're going to say, why would I spend $70 on the next piece of shit game from EA, Ubisoft, or Activision Blizzard when I have the best in class game that I already spent $60 on and I can keep playing it, right? Or I can re-roll my character with a new class or whatever. I don't have to waste money on your piece of dog shit. Good. And if people make informed, intelligent decisions and they compare all of their RPGs to Baldur's Gate 3 moving forward, all right, what'll happen is people will stop frivolously spending money on inferior games, and the whole industry will have to improve. Yeah, because so far that hasn't happened. What ends up happening is the hype train gets on people and they just spend their money frivolously. The new Pokemon game's out. Well, it looks like shit. It runs like shit. It plays like shit. Buy it anyway. Why? Why did you do that? Oh, the next annual Call of Duty is out. Minimal updates. Game runs like shit. inferior to the last 3 that came out. Netcode is the same fucking netcode from 9 years ago. Buy it anyway. Why? Why are you doing that? When you do that, you are empowering laziness. You are empowering people who are only there to benefit off of your ignorance. You need to make intelligent and informed purchases. If you throw money at hype, you will only get crappy hype. You will never get a better game if you empower bad behavior. This is why, okay, Nintendo never listens to its customer base. Because as much as the customer base says, hey, we want a more powerful console, we want better features, we want Wiimotes that don't have fucking joystick drift, we want this from our game and that from our game, Nintendo says, I don't care. Buy our junk. Keep buying it because you're stupid. And people do. They just go out and buy it in droves. We want the Switch Pro. We want the Switch Pro. Here's the Switch OLED, which literally has none of the things you wanted. Okay, I'll buy it. I'll take that. Why? You idiot. You just let them get away with it again. And this is what keeps happening. Over and over. You see? People are dumb. It just doesn't make sense. Why empower bad behavior? Don't bail these companies out. When Nintendo puts out a shitty console, don't buy stupid little figurines to save them from their dumb-ass decisions. Okay? When they put out a horrible expansion for World of Warcraft, or they ruin Overwatch, or Diablo 4 comes out and they rebalance it and it's a piece of shit, don't keep playing. Don't keep spending. Walk away. Stop. Stop the madness. Stop buying the yearly installment of the game that literally is just a tweak. Stop playing the games as a service game and giving them money every day. Stop. That's why you have bad games. In reality, the industry is a symptom of what the customers pay for, right? We wouldn't have so many shitty games if people wouldn't pay for the shitty games. We have to stop empowering shitty games. Right now, Baldur's Gate 3 is the best RPG ever. Buy it, play it, support it, talk about it, and demand better from everyone else. And from now on, every RPG that comes out that isn't as good, shake your finger at it like this and say, you should be Baldur's Gate 3. Shame on you. You're a AAA studio with 4 times the budget of Baldur's Gate 3. Why aren't you putting out Baldur's Gate 3? Because you suck. Because you don't even have the talent of the smaller studio, because you didn't care about talent, you cared about profit. Now you have to shape up or ship the fuck out. That's my take. I just don't understand it. Like, what is this controversy right now? I don't, right? I'm scratching my head about it. Like, I don't understand it. I'm at a loss as to why people are even entertaining a whiny idiot from one of these companies saying something. Right? Like, you're going to whine about it? No, get better. Shut the fuck up. You suck. It's your fault. All you cared about was this. Well, the industry's going in a different way now, so now you're fucked. Now you deal with it or quit. One or the other. There's plenty of people out there with passion who would love to make better products. Trust me. They're out there. They're just not empowered to do so. Get the people empowered who have the talent and have the passion to make good games, and get these fuck faces out of here who for the past decade have given us chilled out trash. Because do you remember how every year, for 2-3 years in a row, it was like 2012, 2013, 2014, it was like, oh my God, can you believe how many great games are coming out right now? And every game that came out was a banger, right? It was like, boom, Game of the Year contender. Boom, Game of the Year contender. And it wasn't even just one genre. You'd have a first-person shooter that was narrative-based, a first-person shooter that was online competitive, a fucking RPG that was groundbreaking, a platformer that was best in class. And you'd be like, oh my God, these years were amazing. And all of a sudden, somewhere in the last like 7-8 years, now it's like, this game's not as good anymore. This game released and it wasn't really finished. It has a lot of problems. Oh man, this game's all right, but I keep paying money to really advance in it. Oh, what is up with this game? What's it? And we just kind of, for some reason, became complacent. And we started to accept the bullshit. I think that's the problem. As gamers, we shouldn't have done that. We should have demanded more. Because now that we actually are getting a genuinely good game, and people are playing it and enjoying it, they're like, oh shit, this is what we could have had all along if we were just a little bit more picky about what we spend our money on. Yeah. Right now, everyone's playing Street Fighter 6, okay? Street Fighter 6 is leaps and bounds the best Street Fighter game in probably 20 years. It really is. I think Street Fighter 6 is better than Street Fighter 4 at this point. I really believe that, okay? Why did people spend 7 years putting money into Street Fighter 5? Street Fighter 5 was the worst numbered Street Fighter entry. There was no reason for anyone to spend more than the initial purchase price on the game. And as soon as the game was terrible, no one should have ever spent $1 on it ever again. And within 2 years, they would have dropped it and made Street Fighter 6. But instead, they kept spending money on it. So what happens? Oh, 5 more extra years of Street Fighter 5 garbage. That's how the industry works. You don't support bad behavior. You don't support bad games. You don't support bad practices, and they go away. The moment that they dry up, now you have to make good games again. You know? Oh, yeah? RG Beef says, look at the stark contrast between Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2 is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be free to play. The cosmetics are backwards compatible with the last game. Oh, see, I don't know anything about this. You notice that it's all PC-centric stuff. I'm like, damn. I do miss out on this stuff. Because I don't really know what's going on the PC-centric side of stuff. Because I'm just not a PC gamer. So I miss out on all this. You know, I know I'm in the know on the console stuff. But I end up playing the games that suck. I'll be honest, right? Like, right now, I'm really wondering about Starfield. I want Starfield to be good. But is there a guarantee it will be? You know, like, for me, like, Starfield's the biggest thing right now. I hope Starfield's good. But, you know, I don't know. I really want it to be good. I would love it to be the next epic Bethesda RPG. But Bethesda, again, here's another company. Bethesda used to be able to do no wrong. They pumped out hit after hit. Then all of a sudden, like 5-6 years ago, all their game quality went boo. Like, what the fuck happened? I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, since we just started talking about this topic, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. The thing is, we've already kind of gone long on the podcast here. We have shout outs to do and the like. So what I would say is over the course of this next coming week, I'm still here another fucking 5 days this week. All right? 5. Oh my God, I am here 5 more days this week. Holy shit. Let's talk about this. Let's have some nice open discussions on the podcast later this week about what you think about Baldur's Gate 3 and this discussion about games improving as a whole and game devs getting shaken in their boots about it. I really want to hear your takes because I think this is something that should be discussed openly and we should have more intelligent discussion. The more we have, the better things can get, right? So let's do that. But today we are going to have to, I'm already going long here because I had my older story about the stupid internet install and everything. So we'll continue. We'll pick this up tomorrow. Fair enough. Let's continue the discussion tomorrow. Cool. All right. Let's get to shout outs. We start off today with a $29.99 tip from Game Trekker, who says, "Wow, all these Street Fighter in a row, you're spoiling fighting game fans at the moment." And I told you why. It's because I didn't want to have entire days of Street Fighter 6 this week moving forward. So I had to split up the schedule, and the only way I was going to do that was to do Street Fighter today, and then it would be variety for the rest of the week. So if you guys are feeling it's too much Street Fighter, sorry. After today, actually, I'm not doing Street Fighter again until Monday night, and then it's on and off, one stream a day. So there you go. Okay, so thank you to Game Trekker. And he says, "Wow, goddamn, that was 29 is quite the win streak." Yes, I had a 29 win streak yesterday with E Honda. I gotta say, you didn't have to throw match number 30 specifically to honor my tips. See, because he thinks that he does 29.99 tips. That's why I lost on number 30. Of course, he says, "Of course, that's definitely why you lost that one. Don't deny it now." But on a different subject, I don't know if you decided. Oh, the Japanese voices, dude. He's absolutely right. All right, you guys want to do Japanese voices today? Just to try them? Why don't we do that right now? I'm going to do it right now, because if I don't do it right now, I'm going to forget. So you guys are going to hear the Street Fighter 6 noises behind the scenes here. I want to set up... I'm curious what the Japanese voices sound like. Let's set them up for today and see if we like them more or less. It's a good suggestion, just for variety. Let's do that. So I'll set that up while we continue on with shout-outs here. I got a $2 tip from Jimmy James Jr. Will you read Super Chats today? Oh, you're right. I forgot to read Super Chats. I apologize. I went right to tips. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm going to read Super Chats right now. That's totally my fault. By the way, let me see if I can do this right now. So, Okay, so I go to options, audio. Master volume, music volume, sound effects, system, voice volume. It's all volume. Oh, language. Here we go. Voice, language. For Avatar, Overworld, Other, or BH, Cabinet Match, and FG. What the frick is FG? I'm just going to set all voices to Japanese for now. And see what happens. Okay, I don't know what FG stands for. All right, I said the text will still be in English, but all the voices will be Japanese now in Street Fighter 6 moving forward. Okay? Okay, cool. See how this goes today. We might be blown away with all new voices. Like, what the hell are they saying, right? That'll be neat. All right, cool. So thank you, Game Tracker. Jimmy James Jr., thank you for the $2 tip. I will shout out Super Chats. And he says, good luck getting your Blanca to Diamond today. Thank you for that, Jimmy James Jr. Appreciate that. So, sadly, I shouted out as many Super Chats as I could last night. The thing is, it doesn't save them all. So I know for a fact last night I shouted out Barely Legal. I shouted out Amplitory. I shouted out Raul. I shouted out Sea Moon. Yeah, see, I think I shouted all these out. Maybe I forgot. But Shell Ryukin did a super chat this morning, a $10 super chat. He says, this ranked is weird in Street Fighter 6. I say this because at 5-star Diamond, I've run into Smug. He's in the Master League. He has 70,000 points versus my 24K. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're in 5-star Diamond, it's randomized. But I believe you have a chance to face someone in Master. And the thing is, in Master ranking, everyone's equal, no matter how many points you have. Anyone can fight anyone. So basically, once you get to 5-star Diamond, there's a chance you'll fight a Master level player, and it could be the best player in the game, or someone who just hit Master. I think that's how it works. So, yeah. And that's could be a problem if you're someone who's just trying to grind to get to Master, and you fight someone who's like one of the best players in the game, and they slap you around, right? It is what it is, I guess. But I'm pretty sure that can happen, right? I don't know. But I don't know. When I first hit 5-star Diamond with Blanca on Xbox, I was fighting Masters a lot. And then the second session after they patched it, after Rashid came out, I didn't fight a single Master. I only fought 5-star Diamonds. So if you fought a Master, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, I know about the Legends rank. Everyone knows about the Legends rank, correct. Arkham, what's going on? Good to see you here today. Okay. I received a $1 tip. And it's an idiot. And got another $1 tip. Okay. An anonymous tipper says, you should see what EA did with Sims 4. It's a massive downgrade compared to the past 3 due to less effort. Oh, I know. See, the thing is, I'd never played a Sims game before. And then when the Sims 4 came out, I actually tried it. Remember? I actually did play it. And I thought it was all right. I definitely saw it as limited. Like, I remember, I think I had done someone who was supposed to be like me, and then I created a sim that wasn't me. So I could try 2 different, like, scenarios for characters in the game. And I thought each one was all right. It wasn't amazing. It was okay. I could understand what the hype was around it. But what I saw was that online, a lot of people hated Sims 4. They were like, dude, once again, what EA has a tendency of doing is when they make a new Sims game, they strip all the features out that was in the previous game, and then they piecemeal start adding them in later on, either free patches or sometimes paid DLCs, which I find amazing, that they will sell you a bare bones game, and then charge you $30, $40 for a DLC just to add features in that were in the previous game. And this is their business model with The Sims. Apparently, it's always been their business model with The Sims. That's how they make their that is their games as a service. The Sims actually is one of the games that had that model before so many other games had that model. That they would, every 4 months, 6 months, a big DLC, $40 to add in new homes, new clothing items, new themed things like, maybe new jobs, or here come the pets, or go on a summer vacation. But that was in the last one. Too bad. We're adding it in for extra money in this one. Right? So, yeah, I would say that's already been established. Now, from what I understand, Sims 4 was the least positive received of all the Sims games, but apparently over time it did sell. You know what it reminds me of? Street Fighter V. At launch, Street Fighter V, everyone said, wow, this game stinks. They fucked it up. But over time, people still kept spending money on it anyway, and it lasted 7 years. So even though everyone said with Sims 4, this game sucks at launch, man, they really screwed it up, people kept spending money on it anyway. And so here we are, will there ever be a Sims 5? What will it be if it comes out in a climate where all the games are kind of like this now? I don't know. So anyway, that's what I got. And it's already 12:30. So I actually think, like, at this point, we should adjourn the podcast since today is Blanca trying to get him up to Diamond, which I don't think we'll do today. But I think we should adjourn the podcast. I got to use the restroom. So we'll probably adjourn the podcast, and we're going to jump in and get as many matches in with Blanca as we can. I do need to take a brief break, though, before, like I said, use the restroom. And and then I'll be back. Yes, Jade, I hit Diamond with Honda after you left last night. We did it at the very last minute, so that was good. How you doing, Airhead? Good to see you here today. All right, guys, let's end the show. Thank you all very much. What I will say is this. Let's continue the discussion about Baldur's Gate 3. I am happy to talk about and celebrate a great game. Even if I can't really partake in it, I'm still happy to acknowledge it. It sounds like everyone really likes this game, and I want to continue that discussion. Let's have more of an open discussion about it tomorrow when we have more time. But in the meantime, thank you all for chilling on the Level 1 podcast. And I will see you all tomorrow for another awesome day of fun. Peace out and see you then.